I'm gonna have to ask for help at this point. I do not know what I'm doing. At all. Kyle, these are the people of Periscope. If you want to say hi?
Sure. Hi, people of Periscope.
Hey everybody, welcome to Casco Bay. I am currently at Willard Beach and I am in the ocean, knees deep, and I am harvesting seawater. Whoop. Let's see if I can turn you around for a second. I guess early morning periscoping's tough work for me. Good morning everybody, welcome to the gorgeous Casco Bay. I am knees deep into the water and I am going to be harvesting water. I'm literally taking this jug and I'm going to put it in this water and I'm going to get a bunch. We need about a pint for our homebrew that we're doing today. It's going to be quite interesting. My name is Amanda and I'm with Great Beer Adventure. We are a podcast that tells you the story behind the beer. Actually, we use the hashtag behind the brew. You can find us at greatbeeradventure.com. So, the waves are coming in. Let's see if we can turn you around, get some of this water going. I gotta get to our home brewer's house because I am running late. Okay, it's quite simple. Harvest. Fill it up. We're good to go. Woo! And I spilled it all over myself, of course. This is what happens when you're me. You spill things. And we're getting ready to do some home brewing here. And this is my buddy Matt, our home brewer. He's with our seawater right now that was freshly harvested this morning. And we are gonna see how this goes because we're making a Gose, but I'm pumped ya. I know you love my jokes, everybody. All right, so what do we need to do to get ready?
I'm pretty much ready.
Okay.
I have stuff ready to go, so
We can just get started?
start whenever you'd like.
All right, our kit's ready, so we're gonna start. So, what are you doing?
Okay, so the first step is you need to do a mash. You guys, I've heard you guys talk about that before.
We have.
So, that requires hot water. So
Okay.
heat it up, enough hot water for what we're trying to go. It depends on how much grain you're going to go. There's a general rule of thumb. It's about 1 1/4 quarts per pound.
Okay.
I hope I got that right so I don't sound unintelligent, but that's entirely possible. Most folks, and I do too, there are little iPhone apps that sort of do some of those calculations for you.
Ooh.
Which actually, at first it kind of felt like cheating, but I think it's like 99.9% of people do that.
Wow.
Because it calculates like the hops, the timing, the IBUs, and otherwise it would be pretty serious.
I'm surprised you didn't like make your own
Spreadsheet? Yeah.
spreadsheet with this in it.
Well, I'd have to understand how all that worked first.
Okay, so that's next, so you can like tweak it.
Maybe. I don't have time for that sort of nonsense right now. Yeah. Yeah.
You're a numbers guy.
So that's the hot water. I just got to double check that
So-
the temperature is not too high. We overshot a little bit,
Okay.
but usually the cooler will absorb some of that.
All right.
And that's another thing that the app will calculate all of that for you.
So when you're making a mash, homebrew-wise,
Yep.
you use a cooler.
Yeah, there's some folks use kettles that actually have false bottoms, so it would be similar to a kettle that you would cook
Like-
in. You could put it right on your burner, heat it up right on the burner, and then there'd be a screen on the bottom that when you need to run off the wort, you can keep the grains in the pot and run it off into another kettle. Good kettles, good kettle mash tunes are $300.
Whoa. And this bad boy,
$40.
40 bucks.
So it's just a Blue Igloo cooler with Coleman.
Shout out to the Coleman company.
Oops. And then you just take the little drain spigot out, and instead you put in a little plug and just some tubing that you'd use normally in home brewing, and a little metal screen. And it's actually, they come right off of it's the water hose connection for your plumbing pipes.
Oh.
You cut the ends off and you pull a little rubber tube out, and you just use a little metal screen on the end. You can buy a piece specifically made for that, but it's, this is $10 and that's $40. So.
Okay. The next step after that is just to put the grain in?
Yep, we're going to put the grain in and then stir it up, basically. And then once you double check that, that's supposed to hit a particular temperature as well. And once you're all set, close the top and let it sit for an hour.
Okay.
Pretty simple. Somewhere between like 148 and 158 is sort of typical mash temperatures. The higher the mash temperature, the more sort of body is left in the beer, and the lower the mash temperature, the drier it usually ferments. So we're shooting for about 150. We're looking for the lower end of that range because we're going for sort of a drinkable tart. And I'm just trying to stir it up. See, sometimes you get stuff that clumps. Try to get that ball. Oop.
Oh, you don't want clumping.
Well, if it's clumped, it can't be. There's dry parts in the middle, and you want all the water to hit all the grains so that it turns everything sugar.
Because yeast eats sugar.
Yep. Very simple terms, yes.
Paying attention, yeah.
Yeah. I hope none of your professional brewer friends listen to this because they're going to be like, this guy should keep to his day job. you can see the proteins and sort of has settled a little bit. Looks a little different than when we started.
Yeah, it has a.
It's almost like a sheen, and you see
Yeah.
like the bubbles and stuff. And if you feel it, it's real hot, but you can feel like there's almost like a stickiness because all the sugars have come out, like
Oh, yeah.
like the grains themselves are sticky. And if you let that sit, it would be like your fingers turn sticky because it's sugary, very very sugary right now. So our first step, we're basically just draining this straight into a carboy today. Because again, a little unorthodox for a normal homebrew session.
I have a question. There's bubbles in there.
Yeah, so everything that you brew with has to be really clean. So
But the bubbles won't make your beer taste bad?
no, so
Do you like
there's
star sand? Is that
star sand. So you clean it, so everything has to be clean, but then you have to sanitize it. So that is the sanitizing solution, which I just know it works. I don't know as much about it as I probably should, but I think it's acid-based, so some real small portion of that, but it kills whatever like bacteria or whatever could be growing.
So it's not actually soap?
No,
Okay.
no, yeah, but one of the, when you put it through, it does foam up a little bit, so, but it's perfectly safe if you mix it to the right levels. So we're gonna just start draining it, and there's a pretty simple valve right here, and hopefully I didn't knock our little screen off, and we'll keep the grains in there, and then the liquids will come out. So at a point where it gets sort of to where I like it, I guess, and I guess there's no real rule, it's just once it starts coming through a little clearer, I'm going to put this back in and I'll move the hose over to my carboy and start draining straight into there.